I'm gonna put a laser in that back corner. The highest spot is right here. It's set to the concrete. Good morning. Today we're working on the forms and we just got the lumber and rebar delivery coming in. So I haven't updated you guys in a while, but this is all the excavations. We ended up having to go down a lot deeper, like I said earlier, because of the old house. And I guess you can kind of see where the foundation of the old house used to be. Our footings are gonna come across, step up, step down, and we have one step right there. My game plan is I'm gonna put a laser probably in that back corner and then walk around the edge, find the highest spot and the lowest spot, and then figure out where I want to put my level of forms down. You'll see. Okay, let's get started. This is all the lumber and rebar that they gave us. So we were forming up with 2x12s. We're gonna have some 1x3 cross pieces on top to hold them in place. Here's my 15M and 10M. So these ones will be my dowels, connecting the footing to the frost wall, and then 15 running along the base. And then I got a bunch of stakes. We'll use 10M and we'll use these, but we'll screw footings down like that. And then we got some safety pins over here. So anyone falls into the trench, they don't get penetrated by the rebar. So this will just hit their chest and then they'll be stopped. Okay, I'll set the laser up and then you'll see my plan. Okay, so now I got my laser set up in this corner. The reason I put it there is because if I put it over there, then you wouldn't be able to see these corners here. So that's why I put it here. Now I'm gonna go take the receiver, walk around, and then find the best heights to use. What I did right there is I went along this top step and I found the highest spot. So I set my grade stick, and then if it needed to go up, then I just put it up a little bit till I found the highest spot. The highest spot is right around this area right here. So that will be the bottom of my form, and then the rest of the form I'll just elevate it up a little bit. So now I'm gonna do the same for this level going across all the way to there. This bottom elevation right here, coming from there, wrapping all the way around, the highest spot is around over there. And on this step, highest spot's right around here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my laser up top and pull maybe this line, and then I'll bring my footings, I'll set it to this height. Okay. If you're doing this, a tip I'd give you is ask your excavator to cut steps so you can get out of the hole easily, or have a ladder. We're gonna go get a ladder. Maybe someone will bring it up later today, but it's not very easy to get out of this hole. Here's my footing drawing. I'm trying to form out this wall right here. My survey pins, the offsets, one's right here and one's right here on this wall, and it says 1.5 meters from the pin to the outside of the wall, and I need to put the outside of this form and the outside of this form. So I need to move it over 10 3/8 this way, and then after that I'll move over the full distance of the forms, 2 foot 8 inches this way, and then I'll set up my laser, I think right over here, and I'll shoot this line across, and then I'll shoot this line across, and I'll stake out those forms. Okay, it's hard to see, but I have a pin down there. I can see with my eyes, but I guess the camera can't see it. But I got that line up there, and I got my receiver all the way down there on full volume, and I have the center of it right on the middle of the stake. Okay, so if I twist it this way, I think I should get something. So I just need to turn it a tiny bit more. You can see down there, right there. So when it goes green and solid, that's it. And down here, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't really see it, but it's right on top of the pin. So now I got my offset, and now I can measure off the offset and set up a new stake or something right here, so then I can put the edge of my forms. So I got my laser set up on the offset, and now I'm bringing it over to the inside of the form. I set it up so that that's the inside of the form right there, so on this pin. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll move my laser right across here, and then I can bring my receiver and slide it right across the form to make sure it's always straight. Okay, so now I got this side solid. So I'll take my stake, and then this will be the inside of the form on this side. I'll pound that in, but if I push it against it, so that's perfect. Now this will be, on this side of the stake, will be the inside of the form. That's pretty crazy. I just set up the laser. I didn't even like try to set it up. I was like, what's that ringing sound? And it's hard to see, but that's green, and that means it's set up properly. I literally just placed it down, and somehow it's perfect, so that's nice. Now we're good to set up the forms. So we're just getting started. I made myself a little ramp. Well, it's not too sketchy, especially because I'm holding a board. There we go. Easy. Okay, this is pretty nice. I got a way in and out of the trenches now, so I can just run up these. And this will make do until we get the ladders here. I needed this thing. So this is a little bit of a problem. This is the inside. So this is where the 2x12 will be. And right on the edge here, right there is on the edge. This is pretty close to the wall. So we're gonna have to dig that back a bit. Hopefully it's not like that over there though. I guess we'll take a look. Okay, so on this side, we seem to be okay. Maybe lots of space here. Just in that corner is a little tight. But it's kind of too close to this wall, so unfortunately I have to dig this wall back by hand a bit. I still got that laser going across on the edge of my footing. I have it temporarily supported, but as you can see, if I put it right on the edge, that's perfect. This is what the laser is reading right here, and it transfers to this line. So if I put this line right there, perfect. Put it here, it's perfect. And here, oh, so I gotta fix this one. But you get the point. I got the first board basically in, just temporarily, but there's supposed to be a weeper right there. So probably gonna have to dig this out further, at least this distance right there. Kind of sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Using the same laser, I put this size of my footing, so now it's set to the concrete. All right, so my old circular saw stopped working. I got a lot of 2x12s to cut, so I'm gonna upgrade and got the rear handle. So two of my friends already have this saw, so I already know it's great. Not much of a surprise, but we'll put it to use building the forms. We'll put this blade on, and then we'll do some work from the hole. We're putting up the forms like this, and then we're putting the 1x3s across to hold it straight. And then after we get the walls like laid out, we'll come by and put the laser back over there, and then make the whole form level this way. We'll continue with that. This is my brother Cal. He's cutting the 1x3s, and we'll just continue around the corner in a bit. I'm starting to learn how to use this laser a lot better, and I use the phone app, and I set it up all the way across over there, maybe just under 100 feet, and I can use the phone app to make the laser tilt this way or this way along this, I think it's the Y plane. And then I had my receiver set up right here, right at the edge of the stake, in the middle right there. This is right on the edge of the stake, and I was able to use the phone app to adjust the laser level until it is perfect. Now I have a straight line I can work with, and that's where my outer form is going to go. Okay, and I just came here to check that it's right on the edge, which is hard to see on the video, but it is. And now we can start framing out this footing. This one is roughly done. The stakes on the inside will be taken out. I'll add more stakes on the outside, and then I'll put more of the cross pieces once we put the rebar in. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use tie wire and just hang the rebar off those middle pieces. And then I'll put my 10M dowels every 4 feet. And then that's why I spaced these things 4 feet, at least the first one. Eventually I'll do 4 feet spacing for those two. Okay, we'll get started on this one. All right, this has been my method for setting forms. I got the receiver. And find a laser once it's solid. And then that is, it's right here too, I can kind of see it in the eye. This is the edge of the concrete. I'm gonna have to put in the edge of the concrete in the meantime, just because there's the 2x4 thickness, and I don't want to just guess that, so I'll just put in this. I'll put the board against it, put the stakes, another stake on the outside, and then I'll take these out later. So that's how I've been doing it. And actually you can kind of see the laser without the receiver, so I think I'll just hammer it in like that. And here's my, I don't like having a muddy hammer, so this is my hammer spot, because I don't have my belts on me right now, but I like it. Because it's temporary, I can not worry about the screw holes, but on the side that's gonna be screwed in, I need to make sure the screws holes are in line with the lumber, so then I can screw into the wood. But if I forget, then I can just hit it and twist it as I'm hitting it, because then it will spin when it breaks the tension. So if I was doing it, it would be like this. Now they're straight this way. Okay, I'll give you an update in a bit. I don't know how I'm getting so lucky. I was putting these in and I was gonna cut it after, just so I don't have to worry about like pre-cutting and then figuring out everything on the spot. And I'm gonna put my board against that. I was gonna put another stake over here, but turns out this is already flushed with the laser. I don't know if you can see that. So I literally can just put the board right against that and then we're good. I just climbed the big dirt pile so then I can get you guys a good time lapse building the forms. Hope you enjoy. After this time lapse, we finished up for the day. If you liked this video, please check out our Building Beach House playlist. And as always, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.